Hey everyone. As you can see, Milo has joined us for coffee this morning. He'll probably be a menace and then be gone. No, yeah, he's jumping down. He's graced us with his presence to let us know he's here. He's off to get some fresh water. Yeah, Monday again. Mondays spoil perfectly good weekends, don't they? Well, at least it was a good weekend. So, since we last chatted, Julie's dad and his wife came down for a visit, saw us for a little, hung out with us for a little while, went out to eat. That was good. Good to see them. She doesn't get to see him or didn't get to see him as much as she used to in the past. Since she lived in Carthage, she didn't get to see him as much as she did in the past before she lived there. Now she lives in Tyler with me and gets to see him more. So that's good. It's always a good time to hang out with them. So, and then Saturday we had two photo shoots. Went really well. Somewhere along the lines, we forgot to take down our mini sessions on our booking website. So someone booked a mini session. Mini sessions are just short sessions for a cheaper price. They're an absolute waste of time and highway robbery. I'll tell you why. Because people think, oh, I'll just charge for a half hour, $75, $50 for a half hour. Well, what happens is a lot of people just charge for the time that they're actually taking pictures. They don't charge for the time they're spending getting there. They don't charge for the time, the wear and tear on their equipment. They don't charge for the time they're editing. They don't charge enough for the cost of the software that they're using. So these mini sessions they're a race to the bottom. They're a race to the bottom. I've seen 15-minute mini sessions for 3 pictures for $15, $25. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not even going to put my shoes on for that. Because that is at least an hour's worth of my time getting there, doing the shoot, getting home. Another hour's worth of my time at least editing those photos. Because I'm going to take more than the 3 photos. I may deliver 3 to 5, but going through editing them, it's going to take another hour. So now you're working for $7.25 an hour, minimum wage. Mind you, I'm using a very expensive camera, using a very expensive light, using very expensive modifiers. The softbox that goes on is called a modifier. So all this stuff has wear and tear on it. A camera has a shutter count that you got to keep track of, and it takes years to get there, but every 15-minute mini session adds up. And there's just no accounting for your time. If I wanted to work for minimum wage, you couldn't find a job that's paying $7.25 now. Most are paying at least $10, $11 an hour. You couldn't find a job. Why create a job that's paying minimum wage? Go work at Walmart. You won't have to worry about wear and tear on your camera gear. So that's why I don't like mini shoots. And there's just such a competition for them that, it's every Tom, Dick, and Harry goes out, buys the cheapest camera they can, which there's nothing wrong with the cheaper cameras. No one says you got to buy a $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 camera. No one says that. But it's the quality of the work. It's the standards that they held. I saw a Facebook post of someone said, I've got a paid shoot, and I don't know why my pictures are coming out so dark. Turns out they didn't understand the exposure triangle. ISO, shutter speed, and your f-stop. They didn't understand how that worked. So they didn't understand that to increase brightness in a photo, you go down in f-stop, go from like f8 to f1.2 on some of my lenses. Here's Milo again. Or slow your shutter speed down to increase brightness in a photo. They didn't understand it. And that is like day 1. That's day 2 of a basic photography class. Day one is this is a camera. This is the business end. This is the end you look through. So, it's basic stuff. Um, so, it's just a flooded market. Anyways, it's a flooded market and highly saturated. So I'm not going to compete on them. We compete with something else. We do a curated, more of a curated, I don't know what you want to call it, not a meeting, a curated event. There's more that goes into it than just, show up at the park and I take your pictures and then I email them to you. We call you, we find out what you want to do with them. We try to sell a lot of wall art. That's what our focus is. When you buy from us, when you get us to take your pictures, we'll sell you wall art. We're not selling you photos, we're selling you art. And a lot of people just sell digital downloads. Digital downloads are just going to sit on your computer. You're going to share them to Facebook or Instagram once, and then they're going to sit on your hard drive, on your computer or on your phone and never get looked at again. So we sell stuff that goes on your wall that you can look at, that can hand down. Some really cool photos, not just your old big massive photos. We got acrylics, canvases, metals. It's really cool. Anyways, I forget what I was going with that. But we do that, and it's geared towards creating art for your home, and not just taking pictures and emailing them to you. And that's what a lot of people do, is they just email you pictures, digital downloads. I'll email you a picture when the pictures are ready, and it's some Google Drive link from their email account. Which there's nothing wrong if that's what you're looking for. One of the shoots wanted to print them out for high school graduation invites. Cool. They wanted digital downloads for that. Cool. So the other one wanted graduation pictures for social media. Cool. It's not what our primary focus is, and that's what we're trying to get away from. But we'll do them, whatever. So that's a long way of saying there was some good shoots, some good pictures. I don't think I'm going to share them here, but there were good shoots. So we realized we took those mini sessions off of our booking site, and we're changing the times. You can book us. The last one is going to be 4 o'clock on a Sunday. So we did a shoot at 6 o'clock last night, 6 to 7:15. Packed up, 7:30 on the road, didn't get home till 7:45. Then when we got home, we had to transfer the pictures from the camera to the computer for safekeeping. At 8 o'clock by the time we got out of the shower. But must suffer for your craft, I guess, or your art, whatever. It was a good time. This week should be interesting. Got a school board meeting tonight that I'm going to with Julie. She's going to be there to recognize her students that went to state for TSA, Technology Student Association. She's going to nationals. I'm sure I told you that on Friday. 5 junior high kids. She's the female representative, so that'll be fun. She'll be gone for a week. Yeah. Forget exactly when that is, but yeah. So the rest of the week should be pretty vanilla. More graphics, shirts, orders. We ordered $650 worth of direct-to-film logo sheets last week for different businesses. One of the dance schools are doing a recital. So their front and back of their shirts were a large portion of it, but they come in like 96-inch sheets, and I ordered like 12 of the sheets. Came in a roll like that thick. It was crazy. Then ordered another 1,000 individually cut. They'll be individually cut logo transfer sheets, where you just put it on there and press it on and everything, and it's but another 1,000 of those for a animal shelter here in Tyler. They're doing merch and staff shirts and volunteer shirts and everything else, and they're ordered 1,000 of those, so we'll have a couple hundred shirts going out the door right away. This on top of the lady who does all of the transfers, puts all the logos on the shirts, was out for 2 weeks traveling for vacation. So she's coming back to quite a lot of work. Stacks of shirts, and there's only more coming in. Ordered like $800 worth of shirts too. Like, the shirts are like $3 each. So ordered quite a few shirts. So that's all getting done today. I'll try to maybe get a video of that, some of that, show you guys. So anyways, not much else going on. Pretty boring life. So yeah. Well, I think Milo's telling me it's time to go and clean his water bowl, so I'll get that done, get this video processed. So, all right. Talk to you later. Bye.